The TOEFL, the test of English as a foreign language, is a standardized test that assesses the English proficiency level of people whose native language is not English. It is widely recognized and accepted by academic institutions and businesses around the world. The TOEFL writing is one of the sections on this test that assesses the ability to express oneself in writing in English. This section has two distinct tasks: integrated writing and independent writing. The integrated writing task involves listening comprehension, and test takers wear headphones during this part of the TOEFL test. After completing the integrated writing task about 20 minutes, candidates can remove their headphones and proceed to the independent writing task, which allows 30 minutes to complete. In both tasks, evaluators understand that candidates are not expected to produce comprehensive, well-researched essays on highly specialized topics. Take into account that some errors in the essays will not necessarily result in low scores.
The integrating writing task. It means writing in response to ideas found in a reading or listening passage. Well, based on you will read a passage about an academic topic for 3 minutes. Then you will hear a short lecture related to the topic. Then you will be asked to summarize the points in the lecture and explain how they related to the specific points in the reading passage. Okay, strategies for taking the integrating writing task. First, read. Take notes on your scratch paper. Look for the main idea of the reading passage and see how this main idea is evaluated or developed. Listening. Take notes on your scratch paper. Listen for information, example, or explanations that make points in the reading seems wrong or less convincing or even untrue. And the last one is write. Before you start writing, briefly reread the passage or consult your notes. And remember that you are not being asked for your opinion. You are being asked to explain how the points in the lecture related to the point in the reading passage.
Also, independent writing. Here, independent writing could refer to a practice in which an author or writer works autonomously without being linked to a publishing house or literacy agency. In this case, the author might self-publish his or her works or seek other means to share his or her work directly with readers by paying traditional publishing industry intermediary. The instructions. Here we have 3 tips, okay? So in the first one, a question arises, 3 minutes to write the essay to answer the question. Question can be based on personal opinion. 300 words is usually an effective response. Tip number 2, if you write less than 300 words, you can still receive the maximum mark. However, short answers do not guarantee that the development of the ideas is correct to fully argue the answer. Tip number 3, the number of ideas you express is important. Do not write in a hurry. Ideas are better valued according to argumentation. Strategies to integrate these skills. Daily practice. Spend time every day listening and speaking in your target language. Even a few minutes of daily practice can make a difference in the long run. Recordings and self-assessment. Record yourself while speaking the target language and listen to yourself afterwards. Pay attention to your pronunciation, intonation, and fluency. This will help you identify areas you need to improve.
Writing strategies number 1. Improve your typing skills. It is important to become familiar with the QWERTY keyboard first, because it's a common type of keyboard used in TOEFL practices. You have to practice typing on different desktop computers so you can enhance your typing speed and accuracy. The writing strategy number 2 is anticipate the familiar topics. Anticipate familiar topics that may appear in the independent essays and the institutional ETP essays. Familiar topics can be categorized into 4 groups: description and explanation, agreement and disagreement, and preference and condition. This is used for a better understanding of how to structure your essay. The reading strategy number 3 is choose the opinion that is easy to support. You have to choose the opinion that you can easily support with 3 reasons or examples. You have to focus on effectively supporting the chosen opinion, and this will allow you to save time and show your ability to support your opinion. The strategy 4 is include an outline sentences. This is to provide a clear roadmap for your readers, so you have to include additional sentence that outlines the main points of your essay. These have to be 3 main ideas that will be discussed in the body paragraphs. You have to ensure that your essay is well organized and easy to follow. The strategy number 5 is to use the number 3 to organize your essay. You have to start with an outline in your introduction that includes 3 reasons to support your opinion. Each of these reasons will be expanded upon in the body paragraphs of your essay. You can create a clear and logical flow in your essay, making it easier for your readers to understand and follow your arguments. Strategy number 6 is to include facts, examples, and experiences for supporting details. Supporting details are necessary to explain and expand on the major points of your essay. These details can include factual evidence, examples, or personal experience. By including these supporting details, you can provide a solid foundation for your arguments and make them more convincing. The strategy number 7 is to choose an appropriate transition words for reading English. It is important for using formal transition words. It is better to use formal transition words in reading English, and the common words that you can use are however, furthermore, moreover, nevertheless, and therefore. The strategy number 8 is restate the major points to summarize the reading passage. It suggests to summarize the reading passage in the first few sentences of the essay, focusing on the major points and important details. The summary should be accurate but shorter than the original passage, usually around the 100 words. And the 9th strategy is to substitute synonyms to paraphrase a sentence. It involves substituting synonyms for a vocabulary that is read or heard. Paraphrasing is crucial to avoid plagiarism and to demonstrate understanding of the material. By using synonyms, the sentence can be rephrased while maintaining the same meaning.
Number 10. Report the content information. Use indirect statements and strong verbs to report the content information in the reading passage and the lecture. Choose verbs for your report based on the point of view expressed by the author. For example, doubtful verbs, neutral verbs, certain verbs, and negative verbs. 11. Use academic language. Always and never invite the reader to find an exception. Use language that allows for an impartial exchange of ideas. Avoid very assertive words for academic writing like absolutely, certainly, definitely, and obviously. Prefer language that provides the possibility for another point of view. 12. Include a variety of sentences structure. Try to include compound and complex sentences. Avoid the use of very simple sentences with the same structure. Be sure to consider variety and complexity when you write. 13. Follow a plan for the integrated essay. First, summarize the reading passage. Then, use a transitional sentence whether the lecture supports, agrees with, or contradicts, disagrees with the ideas in the reading passage. Finally, show how the lecture and the reading relate. 14. Use a pattern for the independent essay. Plan your independent essay using a traditional pattern of organization. In the paragraph 1, optional introduction with thesis statement, apply sentences with 3 ideas. Paragraph 2, 3, and 4 have the 3 ideas. The paragraph 5 has the conclusion. 15. Include facts, examples, and experience for supporting details. You can use the conclusion to summarize your essay or bring all the points together. To let the reader know that you are concluding your essay, choose from the words and phrases listed below. For example, to conclude, to recap, to recapitulate, to summarize, etc. Budget your time for the writing process. For integrating essay, the clock starts at 20 minutes and counts down to 0. The first minute, planning. Use a map and outline or an organized notes. The next minute, writing. Use the strategies in the chapter to improve your skills. The last 4 minutes, editing. For independent essays, the clock starts at 30 minutes. The first 5 minutes, planning. The next minutes, writing. Use the strategies in this chapter. And the last 5 minutes, editing. 17. Choose verb tense consistently. Use present tenses to discuss scientific facts. Use past tenses to summarize a reading passage or lecture that you have read or heard in the past. Make sure that you Use the same tenses throughout. 18. Revising for basic capitalization and punctuation. The mistakes could be an indication of carelessness or beginning levels of English proficiency. Be sure to reread your writing and correct the small mistakes in capitalization and punctuation before you submit your essays. It is also correct to leave a space between paragraphs instead of indenting.